we're going to concentrate on straight batted shots. One of the great shots of cricket is the straight drive. But during an innings of 100, you're going to play not the straight drive, but the forward defensive far more often. In fact, sometimes 70% of your innings will be the forward defensive. Now, Evan, tell me, why should we use a straight bat?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Evan. Well, look, I'll show you what happens. If I put a cricket ball on the face of the bat, I can get 6 complete cricket balls on the face. I put it horizontally, a cross-batted shot, I probably can only get 1 and a bit. You see, so it makes it easier in order to play if you play with a straight bat. So you can see it's better to play with a straight bat than with a crooked bat. Okay, but before we do that, it's more important to know how to hold a bat, which we call a grip, to know how to stand, which we call a stance, and to know where to stand, which we call a guard. Okay guys, you ready? Let's go and try that then. When the batsman gets the wicket, he needs to take guard, and there are reasons for it. Umfo, what are the reasons for taking guard?
To know where your off stump is.
Is that okay? Umfo, what guard do you take?
Middle stump.
Come and show us. That's good. You probably want to come a little bit more this way, don't you, Umfo? That's it, onto middle stump. There we go. Now you ask the umpire for middle stump, nice and clear. Let's see you do it.
Centre, please, sir.
That's correct. Okay, another word for middle is centre. Okay, so we're taking guard, that's middle stump. Now how do you make the mark to know where you're standing, Umfo? Okay, use your spikes, and you make the mark, scratch the mark there. What other way would you use to make a mark?
I can use my bat.
Right, okay, so you make a line with your bat. All right, that's very good, okay. Now, Umfo said that he wanted to know where his off stump is. Let's see him get down in the stance. Very good. Let's see if he's got off stump. Let's drop a sinker with my bat, okay, from his chin down towards off stump. How are we doing? It's pretty close, isn't it? Thank you, Umfo, that was great. Come and sit down. Okay, there are other guards that we can take, such as leg stump. As you can see, I'm still holding the bat sideways to cover the leg stump. Middle and leg, where I hold the bat square to the wicket so that helps the umpire, so that middle and leg covers both stumps there. Okay, so I can take middle stump, which Umfo took, leg stump, or middle and leg. Now, why do I take those particular guards? Okay, if I stand on leg stump, it means I'm exposing my wickets, but it gives me freedom to hit the ball on the offside. So I'm a good offside player. If I stand on middle leg, then I'm a greedy player, okay? Because I like to hit on the offside and I like to hit on the leg side. So I'm a good all-round cricketer. And it's important for you to know that. And I stand on middle stump, I'm probably going to be stronger on my legs than outside off stump. But what Umfo said earlier was it's very important to know where your off stump is, because you do not want to be playing at balls that are too wide. A lot of dismissals come from people playing forward defensives at wide balls and being caught in the slips.
Can I have one leg, please?
That's it.
Thank you.
Here you go, that's interesting. Why do you take one leg?
For a few reasons, Bob. The one is it's something I've been comfortable doing over my career, and I feel it also allows me to know where my off stump is, which I think is very important for a left-hander. Also, I find I'm less susceptible to the LBW decision because I'm getting my pads outside the line of leg stump. And generally, for the ball to hit the wicket to the left-hander, it has to be pitched outside leg stump.
That's interesting. And do you find it right arm over bowler that you open your stance slightly in order to cope with that, or do you close yourself off?
I think for a left-hander it's very important to open your stance a little bit so you have better vision, and also ball coming across you a lot allows you to leave a lot more.
Okay, that's interesting. Thanks, Gary. Cricket is like all racket and ball sport games in that when you hold the bat, it's very important that you're able to swing the bat towards the ball in a straight line. Now, therefore, the grip is very important to do so. And Sebastian, let's see how you hold a bat. Okay, let's stand a little bit. Okay, I want Sebastian to swing that bat along that white line. Okay, ready? Let's do it with one hand at a time. Take the top hand off, Sebastian. Well done. Okay, let's see him swing that bat along that line and see how he does it, okay? Okay, now just see, as he swings, he's leaning backwards. Okay, there's something wrong with his bottom hand grip. Okay, let's take the bottom hand off now, and let's use the top hand. Okay, Sebastian, let's swing, let's bring it up here, and swing down. That's it, good, okay? All right, that doesn't look too bad. All right, let's have a look at Sebastian's bottom hand then, okay? And see what the problem is. Right, first of all, let's remember that the bat handle should be an extension of the right arm, or the bottom hand arm. Okay, now let's have a look. Okay, now you'll see that his knuckle is going down the back of the bat. Let's see if Sebastian can swing the bat along the line now a bit better. Okay, let's try. Well done, that's good. Let's keep the head forward. Well done. Good. Okay, now he's beginning to swing that a little bit easier for him, all right? Just lean forward, that's it, good, okay? Now let's put the top hand on. Okay, let's see the two working together. Well done, that's it. Just lean forward, keep the head forward, that's it. Keep the head forward, that's it, well done. Okay, good, no, that's fine. Okay, now we see, let's have a look. We've noticed that the bottom hand, the knuckle's going down the back of the bat, and let's have a look at the top hand. Okay, to make it simple, let's take the bottom hand off. The top hand, the knuckle, formed by the thumb, at the top of the thumb, goes down the same line, the back of the bat. So that's keeping it fairly simple, okay? Let's see how the hands work together. Not too far apart, not too far apart. Okay, that's too far apart. I can put a whole hand in there, I don't want that. I want to bring the hands together comfortably so that just two fingers slot in there so it's nice and easy, okay? Let's just check the knuckles. Well done, Sebastian, let's check the knuckles, okay? And let's have a look, you're swinging down that line again. Good. Okay, that's a basic grip. That will allow you to hit along the line of the ball. Right, we've seen the orthodox grip, and let's see how an international cricketer holds his bat. Gary, how do you hold your bat?
Yeah, Bob, it's something that's obviously very important, and I try not to change too much during the course of a career. But obviously I try to stand in a position where I'm very comfortable, and it allows me to play a full range of strokes. Obviously sometimes, especially with juniors, they get their hand too far around, which inhibits them to drive.
So let's just take your gloves off, Gary, and have a look at the position of your knuckles and fingers on the bat. Okay, let's have a look. Right. Okay, we can see Gary's, the back of his hand is facing out towards cover point, and the thumb of the bottom hand is running down the back of the bat, and perhaps that's Gary's grip. He's used it for a long time, and I think it's very important, as he said, that you must develop a good grip in order to be able to hit all round the wicket. Okay, we've learned how to hold a bat. Now we've got to learn how to stand. It's very important that we know how to stand properly, comfortably, before the bowler bowls. And we've got Jackie here who's going to help me. Okay, Jackie, let's have a look and let's see how you stand. Okay, first of all, let's make sure your feet are parallel to the batting crease and are shoulder width apart. Okay, let's check that. Let's check that. Let's check. Give me your bat for a second. Let's check your feet. Nice and parallel. Good. All right, and let's check your knees. Now, nice and parallel coming down the wicket. That's good. And your hips and your shoulder. That's right. Now we need to make sure that all those are going down the wicket. Right, let's take the bat again. Okay, just check your grip. That's it. Fine. Now just roll your body forward so that you can put your bat on the ground in a nice, comfortable stance there. Rest your front hand onto the pad and get your head nice and steady, looking down the wicket at the bowler. Now let's have a look at that. Okay, so remember that. Look at it, he's just sitting down. Okay, we've got him sitting down here a little bit. He's comfortable, he's able to move forward and to move back easily because his feet are comfortably apart. Let's see him move forward. Jackie, good, well done, and a nice big step back. Well done, good. And that's from a comfortable stance. Okay, we've seen the youngsters demonstrate the orthodox stance, and now I'm going to ask Gary Kirsten what he gets or what he wants to get from his stance.
Yeah, Bob, the most important thing is that I'm balanced in my feet, and I like to stand with my feet a little bit further apart. It's also very important to be relaxed in the upper body, and I like to be a little bit more tense in my feet so I'm ready to move when the ball's bowled.
Okay, so that's interesting, guys. What we've seen here is a pretty orthodox stance. We asked Gary to get down. All right, his shoulders in line. Remember, he likes to open his stance out to the bowler. His shoulders in line, his knees, his feet are all in line there. He's got a relaxed upper body, which is important, especially when you play against someone like Devon Malcolm, who bounces the ball at you, and he's ready to go forward and back. So that's the perfect stance. Now that we see Gary in a stance, it's important to remember that we've got to develop a rhythm with the bowler running in. And as the bowler runs in, we have to make sure Gary is tapping his bat here, making sure that he's ready to bat. Okay, and just before the bowler gets into delivery stride, Gary will pick his bat up. And this is probably the most important thing to remember as a cricketer. You must get your bat up early before the bowler bowls the ball. Okay, let's have a look at the highlights of his pickup. Number one, the shoulder, the front shoulder is pointing at the ball. His elbow's coming down the wicket and his hands are coming back over the stumps. It is much better to pick the bat up straight than over gully or crooked in that fashion. I'd rather pick the ball up straight. See the figure 9 he's made here with the bat and his arms. And Gary is now perfectly ready to deal with any delivery that he's about to receive. Rhythm isn't confined just to the hands. You also need rhythm with your feet. And against some of the quickest bowlers in the world, sometimes just being still when the ball is released doesn't get you into the right position. And Gary will tell us, Gary, what methods do you use to play against someone like Waqar Younis or Devon Malcolm or Wasim Akram?
Yeah, I find it's very important that you do get moving before the ball's bowled, and I like to go with my back foot across and then my front foot forward.
Okay, you see, now what Gary's done, he's got into a position, he's covered his off stump, and now he's going to play from this particular position. And that's helped him to get ready as the ball's delivered in order to hit it. But what is important when the ball is delivered, Gary? Do you think your head should be still?
Yeah, it's obviously vital that once you get into that position of moving back and forward, that the moment he delivers the ball, your head's standing still so that you're able to judge length.
That's very important to remember. So when you make these rhythm movements, don't make them when the ball is being released, rather make them just before the ball is released. Right, we've seen Gary demonstrate the shot. Now let's break down the forward defensive item by item. Number one, Gary picks his bat up, back over the stumps there. Okay. The second thing, he steps forward, makes a nice stride by pushing off his back foot. Notice he's on his toe there, but he keeps sideways on. He doesn't turn square on, keeps sideways on. Brings the bat down absolutely straight now. Make sure the bat goes past the back pad so the ball can't get through. Joins the front pad there, hands high, over the top of the ball, bat and pad resting together. His bottom hand is released here so that he's got a split grip and his top hand is dominant. Right elbow high over the ball, head looking down over the top at the ball, which should be bouncing onto his bat there in that fashion. Gary makes a good stride forward with his front foot. Notice the heel of his back foot is raised, allowing his weight to get forward. Very important, notice also the split grip of the bottom hand. The bat and pad are together, preventing the ball from getting through. The body is balanced with the front hip over the front foot. Right, let's break down the glide off the front foot. This again, the ball's coming in at you, in-swing bowler, and you want to get the ball on the leg side, just behind square, maybe a little bit finer. You can use it to spin bowling as well to the off spinner. Okay, let's have a look at that. All right, first of all, you're going to go forward, as you would the forward defensive, and the ball comes in, you've got to get the bat in front of the pad. Let's get the bat in front of the pad, nice and straight, so you're going to make contact. Then again, rotate the wrist down and keep the ball down so that you can get your single. Again there, all right, that's important. Try not to get the back foot out, because if you miss it, you might get stumped. Okay, so remember, get the bat forward, rotate the wrist, rotate it down, and keep the bat on line. Don't play across it. It's a big mistake. That's when you get the top edge and you get caught and bowled. Keep that bat down, rotate the bat, and the ball will roll away for your bread and butter single. Glancing or gliding is a deft skill, but it is very useful to keep the scoreboard ticking over. It's worth remembering when defending your wicket as you play forward that you're only defending 9 inches by 27 inches. But when you're actually playing back and defending off the back foot, you are actually protecting your body. So it's important to remember that when you play the backward defensive. Let's see Gary doing it, and let's break down the shot item by item again. Okay, Gary, pick your bat up. Okay, now Gary's going to get in line with the ball, so he goes back and across the off stump. He slides his other foot back on his toe. He then makes sure that his bat comes down straight and in front of the body, at the same time turning his shoulders square on so that he can cope with any difference in height of the ball or the ball about to hit his body. If he was sideways on here and came in here and the ball got high, he would end up being hit in here because his bat is stuck against his body. So he must turn slightly in order to play. If he wants to hit the ball off the back foot powerfully, he can stay sideways on. But defensively, it's important for him to stay square on and to play the ball down. And in that situation, again, look at the hands. The bottom hand is released. It's soft. So when the ball hits it, it just drops down like that. Okay, that's a good backward defensive from Gary Kirsten. The backward defensive is employed to deal with the ball aimed at your body. Make sure that you get the bat in front of your body and don't fish at wide deliveries. Okay, let's break down the leg glance off the back foot. Let's have a look at this. The ball obviously is short. We're on the back foot to play backward defensively, and the ball is going to cut back and will hit us probably in the stomach or lower groin region, and we've got to be able to cope with that. How often do you see a young guy jumping away to the leg side just because it's going to hurt him? Okay, let's start and watch it. Okay, we go back, and we're going to play the backward defensive. See the ball nip back, and it's an instinctive shot, and you want to tuck the ball down on the leg side. So what you have to do is to get your left side out of the way. Okay, so watch that. I take the left side out of the way. At the same time, bring my back down into the backward defensive position, and as I do, just rotate the wrists. It's very important to rotate the top hand here. Bottom hand is only holding the bat with 2 fingers, the thumb and the forefinger, and you're just rotating down. You're not playing across the line, you're rotating down. That's very important, to rotate down. Don't play across the line. Down and get the ball away. The back foot glance is a skill which, when perfected, will prevent players from backing away to the leg side.